Now, I said anywhere you see letter E, you say E, whether capital or small letter. The sound of letter E is E, 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 E. Now, looking at this word, E-G-G, that is egg, egg. The G is double G, which is egg, 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 egg. You see, now another word that begins with letter E is end, 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 end. That's the end of the story. You see, end. Now, let's go to the next letter, letter F. Capital letter F and small letter F. Anywhere you see this letter F, just say as if the tire is leaking. That's the sound of letter F. Letter F. Now, we have words like as in fish, as in fish, as in fish, as in fish, for each. I will look at the two letters that have one sound. We will discuss that one later. For each, fish, fish, for each, fish. Now we have another one as in find, as in find. Now you will be surprised. The first letter has the normal sound, but the second letter goes with the letter name. That's English for you. You will get to understand all this as learning goes on and as you go further in your classes. You know, we are starting from foundation class, so we are only going through the single letter sound. From there we go to two letter sound, and we proceed to other things. Now, looking at find, you see that the first letter goes with the normal sound. The second letter did not go with the normal sound, A, but it goes with the letter name. Is it not funny? That's English for you. Your own is to know it and say it as it should be said. Find. The third letter, the last one, D. Find. You see it? So the sound of letter F is the sound of letter F is what? Now, if I want to teach you the spelling of find, I will first of all make sure that you as a child know the two letter words. And that will take us now, before we continue in our normal sounds of letters, that will take us to the two letter words. All right, what we want to look at now is the sound of the spelling of two-letter words. We have if, 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 is, in. You see it? If, is, in. We also have eat. You see it? Exactly. Looking at these two-letter words that I wrote here, you see that the sound of letter I is E. The sound of letter I, whether capital or small letter I, the sound is E. The sound of letter I is E. E as in in, it, is, if, insect, and so on. So, I want you to tell me the two-letter words that begin with E. We have if, is, in, it. You see? Now, coming to letter F, where we have find. If I am to teach a nursery child the spelling of find, I will go through this way. The first letter is F, and the last letter is D. And in between F and D, you have two-letter word. And what is that two-letter word? In. Okay, spell find. F, in, D. F, in, D. You see it now? So the child will find it easy to write find. F, in, then the find. But in pronunciation, that I there goes with the letter name. Very important. You don't throw away the name of a thing and just go with the step of the person. Daddy walks this way. That's the step of daddy, the sound of daddy's movement. But what is the name of daddy? That's why in some words, name comes in, sound goes into. So the two works together. And we have seen it in find that I there did not answer the sound. It did not agree with the sound. It goes with the letter name. Find. Find. So now let's go to the next letter. Letter G. Letter G. Capital letter G and small letter G. What's the sound of letter G? G. The sound of letter G is G. 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 As in G. Goat. Gang. Go. So you consider the sound of the first letter. Very important. Because if you don't know the sound of the first letter, you won't be able to open your mouth. That's one challenge in reading. You must master the sound of the first letter. Like in go, for instance. What's the sound of the first letter? G. And also looking at go, you see that G, G for G. Then O now refuse the sound or that we use in orange. Orange. But when you come to go, he says no. Put aside the sound. Call me my letter name. My letter name is O. 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 So in go, it is G. Then O. Go. G. O, go, g, O, go. That's G-O, go. But the sound that you open your mouth to say is the sound of letter G, which is G. O, go, G, O, go. All right. When you come to another word like goat, G, as in goat, you see it. This OA is O. That's the sound, but it's not for the foundation class. So that is why we will just spell it and continue. When you go to higher class, as we continue from this foundation to higher class, we will come across this OA, and you know the sound goat, coat, and so on, and boat. So we are not there now. We are still in the foundation class. So G, as in goat, G, oat, G, O-A-T. Let's just take it for children to understand easily. G, they know G, that G is G. Then they know their letter name, O-A-T. G, O-A-T, goat, G, O-A-T, goat, G, O-A-T, goat, G, as in goat. Now let's go to the next letter. I want to just run down this so that we'll go to the major other things. The sound of letter H is as if you are breathing in. You are breathing out. What's the sound of letter H? What's the sound of letter H? Anywhere you see letter H, what do you say? As in he, n, hen. Now the sound of letter H is as in hen, 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 head, head, silent A, then the head, silent A, then the head, 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 as in hen, as in head. Now let's go to the next letter, I. What's the sound of letter I? E. Anywhere you see letter I, you should say what? E. Letter I sounds E. Letter I sounds what? E. E as in in, if, eat, eat. You see it? Letter I as in, if, eat, is. You have it in other insects, inside, and so on and so forth. So anywhere you see letter I, what should come out of your mouth is A. Then followed, you continue E, and so on. Now let's go to the next letter, J. Letter J sound J, J, J. What's the sound of letter J? J. What's the sound of letter J? J, J. As in jog, 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 jump, jet, and so on. Jet. Jet, jet. Jump, and so on. Jump, jet. The first letter in these words is J. That's the sound. So you start with j, t, jet, j, o, p, jump, j, o, p, jump. Now the next letter is letter K. And what's the sound of letter K? K, 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 k. The sound of letter K is what? K. The sound of letter K is what? K. So anywhere you see letter K, just say K, 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 K. Then K as in kite, kind, and so on. Now the next letter is letter L. What's the sound of letter L? L. L. So anywhere you see letter L, you should say what? L. 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 As in land. L as in land. L and land. L la the land. L as in land. Another word for L is lie. Lie, lie, L. Lie, L as in lie. Look at another word, letter M. Another letter is letter M. What's the sound of letter M? Letter M sounds for man. An, man, an, man, en, man, an, man, man. You see it?